Hello and welcome back to Vivid Travels. Today, we're going to be talking about why people are leaving the United States. For generations, the United States has been seen as the ultimate land of opportunity. Of course, a beacon for those seeking a better life. So many have come here looking for what is called the American dream: a house, a good job, a secure future. That has drawn millions of immigrants to the shores of the United States. But recently, a curious trend has emerged, and one that I'm actually planning for. More and more Americans, both native born and naturalized citizens, are choosing to leave. But why? What's driving this exodus from this so-called free land? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Stay tuned. So when we're talking about why people leave the US, let's start with the most common factor. Of course, economics, money. The promise of economic prosperity that once defined America is feeling increasingly unattainable. Let's just be honest, because the cost of living, housing, healthcare, even education has skyrocketed, especially in the last 20 years. And of course, we know wages aren't keeping up. Those costs are outweighing our wages, our paychecks that come in on a regular basis. Student loan debt has become a crippling burden for millions. And for what? To get a degree that you can't even use? And we're not even talking about just what some people call useless degrees. We're talking about degrees that were pushed on us, such as software engineering. Seems like those are practically useless nowadays. All these ghost jobs being posted and companies claiming that they're hiring when in all actuality, we don't know if they actually are, because there's millions of people unemployed right now. And I see like TikTok after TikTok or things posted on YouTube about people not being able to find a job. They've been laid off and they've been out of work for so long that it doesn't even make any sense. Like, they can't claim unemployment. They're not even counted in the unemployed numbers anymore. And because people are having a hard time finding jobs, it's delaying milestones that many of us have longed to accomplish, such as buying a home, starting families. People can't afford to start families anymore. Like, the daily costs are ridiculous, and people are having a hard time just feeding themselves, let alone feeding a family, or having to pay for daycare or school clothes or school supplies or anything even more than just the daily basics. It's frustrating. And while the job market may seem robust on the surface, we know we're being lied to about those job numbers and the unemployment numbers. Many people are finding themselves having to work multiple jobs just to stay afloat. I happen to be one of them. I work 2 jobs. I have been working 2 jobs for a few years now. And with that comes little hope of upward mobility. The American dream is literally just an unaffordable luxury for many people now. And it's sad. And people don't want to live like that. And we're seeing that in other parts of the world, other people are not living how we're living. They have time to enjoy family. They can afford the daily basics that we seem to be struggling with here in the US. But it's not just about money. For many, the decision to leave is driven by the desire for a better quality of life, which encompasses a range of factors. Things like healthcare, the complexities and sky high costs of the US healthcare systems are a major concern. Many of us are realizing that the middleman, which is the insurance companies between our doctors and the healthcare that we actually need, are the ones making all of the money. And we're getting left holding the bag of burdensome debt and or sicknesses that we can't get rid of, or we have to live with without treatment because we can't afford the treatments. People have gone bankrupt just over trying to stay alive. What kind of system is that? The US is also notorious for its long working hours and limited paid time off compared to other industrialized countries. People are seeking environments that prioritize family time, leisure, and personal well-being, which includes things like maternal and paternal leave after having a baby. So you go to the hospital, you pay all of these like high prices just to have a baby, and then you come home and can be laid off on maternity leave. We don't have any protections. How is that right? And then, of course, there's the everlasting safety and security concerns in the back of most of our heads. Concerns about gun violence, political polarization, and social unrest also play a role. Some people are seeking out other countries with lower crime rates and a greater sense of community cohesion. I live in Texas, and I'm not going to lie, I keep my head on a swivel when I go out. I am scared that somebody can pull up with a gun and take people out for no reason. Who wants to live like that? Scared of gun violence at any moment. And some people want to say, oh, well, just make sure you have a gun. Not all of us like guns. I know how to use one, but who wants to walk around and have to carry something like that on a regular basis just to quote unquote feel safe? Me carrying that doesn't make me feel any safer. The political and social landscape of the United States has become increasingly divisive, pushing some to seek solace elsewhere. To be honest with you, based on things that some of our politicians are saying, makes me feel like they don't want me here. And I was taught to go where you're celebrated, not just tolerated. Political things such as different debates over fundamental rights. How are you debating over human rights? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. People should have basic human rights. How is that a debate? And a sense of growing social inequality, not just social inequality, economic inequality. All of this can be extremely exhausting to see, to deal with, to hear. Some of us are living in alternate realities. The things that you see on mainstream media, those are not always what's actually happening. Many feel disillusioned with the direction that the country is heading, including myself, and find themselves searching for societies that align more closely with their beliefs and their values, or simply offer a more stable and less contentious environment. The constant feeling of being caught in the crossfire of cultural wars can and has taken a significant toll on a lot of us. So where are people going, and what are these destinations offering? Countries like Canada, a lot of people are going to because the culture is very similar to the US. Plus, they offer universal health care and progressive social policies. They're extremely popular there. Places like Portugal, known for its affordable cost of living, beautiful scenery, and a welcoming expat communities. Well, at least what used to be welcoming. I know some people are having some pushback because the cost of living is going up in Portugal too, partially due to expats moving there. Mexico and Costa Rica offer a lower cost of living and tend to have warmer climates than a lot of places here in the US. They have rich cultural experiences, and not to forget mentioning great food also. Many European nations provide a strong social safety net, excellent public transport, and a greater emphasis on work-life balance. The world, it seems, is full of alternatives that seem to meet more of the needs and desires of a growing number of Americans. Because let's face it, here in the US, a lot of those needs aren't being met. And it doesn't seem like there's a plan to meet those needs moving forward. A lot of inequalities seem to be growing between the ultra rich and the working class. The middle class is being completely hollowed out. People aren't going to be able to afford a lot of stuff. And we see CEOs making 200, 300, 400 times what the average employee at their company is making, and literally not caring, not giving basic needs. It's hard to live in an environment knowing these inequalities exist. Of course, ultimately, the decision to leave one's home country is deeply personal, and it's driven by a unique combination of different factors. And it's a very complex choice, often filled with both excitement and anxiety and fear of the unknown and leaving people and your home behind. While the United States was once a powerful nation, let's just be honest, a new world order is forming and we're being left behind. The growing trend of immigration suggests an extreme need for reflection. What does it actually mean for the American dream if more and more of its citizens are actually seeking it elsewhere? The reasons people are leaving the United States are varied and deeply rooted in economic, social, and political realities. It's a testament to the changing aspirations of individuals and a powerful reminder that the search of a better life knows no bounds. You tell me what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And in the description, you'll find a couple of links for some free worksheets as I move along in my expat journey to figuring out where I want to go. And I just want to share these free resources with you as I go along in my journey. And if you have missed any of those, you can watch episodes 1 and 2 here and here. Until next time, safe travels.